Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So in this video, what we're gonna talk about is some details of your contracts, option contracts. Okay, this is gonna be like a little masterclass on option contracts. Cause I'm still seeing that people don't fully understand certain things. So we got to dive into this, right? So when I'm looking at, getting into a swing trade or a day trade, it's certain things you got to understand when it comes to option contracts, right? Nothing that I say in this video is financial advice. If you guys want financial advice, be sure to talk to a licensed financial advisor. All right? So with that being said, y'all, we're going to get into it. First things first, what is something that I always say? If y'all been rocking with me for a while, y'all already know. I always say, before you get into a trade, make sure you know how long you're going to be in a trade for. Make sure you know what type of trade it is. Don't get into a trade saying, oh, I'm about to get in and get out, and then it ends up being a swing trade, and then you get cooked on it. Don't get into a trade just trying to hold it, and that's it. Right? Don't do that. Do not do that. Reason being is because if you get into a quick scalp trade, you may be choosing a contract that's a little different from a swing trade and vice versa. So you don't want to be saying, oh, I'm getting a swing trade, and then you only in it for 20 minutes. It's the mentality, okay? We need to know what we're doing before we get into these trades. So now, if you're day trading, you also need to understand your price target. And if you're swing trading, you also need to understand your price target. You need to understand your price target. You also need to understand, is this stock a mover? Some stocks move way slower than other stocks. Some stocks move slower than other stocks. Some stocks move way faster. Some stocks on average move $20 a day. Some stocks on average move 80 cents a day. If you're trying to day trade a stock that only moves 80 cents a day, you may not get too far, or a swing trade. If you want to swing trade a stock and you're swing trading weekly contracts, meaning that the contract expires this Friday, and you're only trading the weekly contracts, but that stock doesn't move a lot, then you probably aren't giving yourself enough time on the contract for the stock to make the move. These are very small nuances to understand. Now, if you're trading a stock that moves big, it could make that move in your direction fast. And that happens quite often. But you need to know what stock you're even trading. You need to know. If you trade in Meta, then you need to understand that it moves big in your benefit and against you. Now, a stock that moves slower, it may not move big. Therefore, if you do find yourself down, it may take some time for you to recover. Right? So these are very small things that you want to make sure you understand. Now, depending on what your price target is, that could be the strike price. So let's go, and we're going to go into this options chain, and we're going to break some stuff down for you guys. Now, we got the options chain right here. I really like Oracle, the stock, even for shares, but this is the options chain, right? So let's go to Oracle on the charts and let's look at them. Right here. All right. Right now, we got Oracle. They are on a failed 2 down. Right? Now, let's say I want to get into a swing trade. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to say, okay, on average, they move $8 a day. Right now, they're at 172.96. We have an area of liquidity right here at 174.03. So we could potentially reject right there, or we could break through there. The next level based on the strat method is where? 180. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, right now, this video is being made on Monday. So now I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go back to my options chain and I'm going to say, okay, this week, let me look at the contracts. The 180 strike price is $239 to $245. Now let's look. The open interest is 7,700. 7,700. The delta is 31.31. Some would say that's too low, right? But if it makes the move fast, this ain't too low because you're going to bank on that. But, so I would go no lower than 180 on something like this. Out of the money, I'm not afraid to go 2 to 3 levels out of the money. The difference between this right here and this is almost $200 per contract, right? So I would be risking less here. And if we get a move quick, then I could potentially make a lot more money in a shorter period of time. But if it goes against me and it starts coming down, I'm going to lose value on this contract faster. But because I see all this open interest on all these contracts, and then it starts to fade at 187.5 for this week's expiration, then I think that, hey, this could be a banger off this failed 2 down with 7,700 in open interest, right? And the delta's 31. This next contract is 38. Now, what's a good delta? Some may say on a swing trade, I usually don't go no lower than like 30, right? On a swing trade, I don't go no lower than 30. Okay, I do not go lower than 30. Especially if I plan on being in it a little bit longer, because it will decay. It'll decay faster, right? Between the delta and the theta, it will decay. All right. Now, also, we got the implied volatility. Now, this is decent implied volatility. When the implied volatility starts going up above 100%, then you guys start kind of looking at it funny a little bit and being like, why are the contracts are going to be way more expensive than, what you're used to them being, because the implied volatility is increasing as well. So that's something to pay attention to also. Right? Next up, you want to make sure that your spread is not too crazy. Okay? Now you see how the spread on Oracle, from right here, 525 to 540. That's $15 in between the two. Right? This is 15 and this is 6. Right? It's important to understand that the wider the spreads, the less people are trading these contracts. Right? And look at it. Look at the open interest. Okay? Like right here, we got 876, but $15 spread. But then on the open interest, where it's 7,700, we have $6 spread. That's why I would choose this contract. Okay, because this $6 spread is tighter. Right? the difference between the bid and the ask is tighter. You always want to get tighter contracts. Some stocks have way looser contracts, and that's why I don't like trading them. For example, Lockheed Martin. 680 is the bid and 800 is the ask. So what this means is the lowest you're going to get this contract is 680. The highest you're going to get it is 800. The mid price is 740. And the last price it got sold at was 697. Let's say you get filled at 740. But the going rate on these contracts right after you get filled is now 710. You're already down $30 on that contract. It's only a couple percent, but still, if you get a couple contracts, 3, 4, 5 contracts, you're already down 100, 150 bucks. Okay? So I don't like trading stocks with a wide bid and ask. Okay? Another stock that has wide spreads is Spotify. Look, $22.95 and $24.90. That's almost $200. That's $200 between the two. Right? That's a pretty wide spread right there. So I don't like to trade stocks with this type of wide spread. Right? Pay attention to their implied volatility. It's over 100%. Why? Because tomorrow they have earnings. Therefore, their implied volatility has increased. And that's why the contracts are more expensive. After the earnings report comes out, then you're going to see these contracts drop because the implied volatility is going to get crushed and these contracts are going to become less valuable unless they go in a certain direction. Okay? So, but when you go back to like IWM, look at the spread. 21 and 24. Okay, this is for today, but let's go to April 28th. Tomorrow, we got a $1 difference between the two contracts. 110 and 111, right? QQQ, right? For tomorrow. 160 and 173, that's pretty wide, but when the market opens up, this will become tighter, right? It will get tighter when the market opens up. So it's important to understand the tighter the spreads, the more people are trading those contracts. There's more activity around those contracts. The less people are trading these contracts, the wider the spreads are going to be. That's how I like to look at it. Okay? So when you are entering into these swing trades, these are the things that you want to think about, and these are the things that you want to pay attention to. Don't just get into these swings willy-nilly. Yes, you can make money with out-of-the-money contracts, but you have to make sure you're being strategic with it. You have to make sure you are being strategic with it, guys. I hope that made sense, and I hope that helped you guys out. So like I always say, y'all, make sure you get up out your head. Go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? Y'all have a great day. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next video. All y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.